live. Not yet. Oh my god, I'm getting text messages. It says that Three Heads Podcast is live.
Is that? Let me refresh.
Look at that. And Mark is joining us today for our Touching Americans.
Oh yeah,
podcast.
I forgot about that.
Oh god.
Oh, you better get ready.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm always ready to touch Americans.
I'm about to go all American on your ass. That's fine.
I hope you do. I don't even know what that means.
I don't know. Technically, you're American.
Yeah, yeah, North American.
Technically, we all are. So.
One more minute. Let's see if Alex makes it up here in time. Should be my radio voice. Should sound like this all the time. And here comes Alex. You want to close the door a little bit there, Alex? Just a little. Yeah.
Why don't I see the cast live on YouTube?
It's because I haven't turned on the actual thing. It's
okay.
It's a black screen of death right now.
I was like refreshing nonstop.
Why do you start so early?
What the hell's going on?
We always start this early. This is where, as Tom puts it, all our general banter goes on.
Oh,
Is that the entire cast?
I'm eating past.
Yeah, that's the entire cast. That's it. In
Yeah.
5,
It's
4.
just. All right, cool.
I'm just gonna. It's up. We're ready.
You're listening to the Three Heads Podcast.
Ready. Wait. Alex said that pasta that he's drinking. Or he's eating. He's drinking.
That pasta I'm drinking's real good.
Oh, so good. So good. How's everybody doing?
You know what makes it? It's the little corned beef in the sauce.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, really.
Special guest Marcus.
Oh.
Not really a special guest. I should really call him our.
He should be the third head because he's here.
He's our rotating head. But
I'm like the substitute teacher. Like no one gives me respect. I just show up. I try to do a good job, but again, no one cares.
I care. You know what? Having the third voice makes a difference.
It does.
How's everybody doing? Mark, how are you doing? Is everything good over there?
Doing A-okay.
Who the fuck is YouTube admin number 1? I don't know, but I'm gonna right click
Damn,
here.
how did they get in there before me?
Possible, man.
Let's see.
What did that say?
You're listening to the Three Heads Podcast. It doesn't matter. It's
YouTube
not
admin 1. That's like the captain of the admins.
Sure is, Alex. So, Mark, how are you doing? How's everything going over there? You good?
Doing alright. It's nice, like 70-degree weather here in Portland.
That's great.
So in real degrees, like Celsius, what would that be?
Oh, is this going to start the differences between the two countries?
America. What is that? What's the conversion on that? It's
like 3 point something?
yeah,
I don't
3
know.
point. Yeah, it's like
I think it's divide by.
Yeah.
There's a conversion. I think if you go from Celsius to Fahrenheit, I think you have to
divide by 3 point something.
multiply by 1
Divide by pi.
or divide by 1.8 and then add 32. I don't remember.
No.
Well, let me see. It's 70 degrees here, and according to Google, it says it's 21.1 Celsius.
Yes,
so if you take 70 divided by 21.111, it's like 3.3.
Yeah, so you divide it by 3 point.
No, it doesn't work that way. No, hang on. I know there's a
Oh,
multiplication
we're gonna look
and an
It's
addition.
32
right
degrees
now.
difference.
Yeah, it's a 32-degree difference.
To simplify it. Apparently there's still a small difference, but...
No, because then once we get to certain points in our, God damn it!
Yeah,
Why you Americans have to be so different?
I don't know, the metric system too, right?
Alright, to convert
Here we go.
Celsius to Fahrenheit, you multiply by 1.8 and then you add 32.
Oh,
What?
shit. Okay, that's why when I saw 0 degrees Celsius equals 32
Multiply?
Yeah.
Fahrenheit.
So 20 degrees, for example,
Oh, yeah. Because
20 degrees Celsius
1.8 is the
would be 68
the
Fahrenheit.
right? God damn it.
Science.
Oh, it's Sean.
Math.
Sean, our other correspondent that doesn't fucking like.
He's
come
YouTube
onto
admin
the-
1?
Yeah.
Damn,
It
how
doesn't
did he
come
get that
onto our
name?
podcast. What?
I'm reporting him for advertising as a YouTube employee or admin.
Oh, man.
I wonder if it just gives you a default name. Oh, shit, he's at the gym right now. Look at him.
Oh, he's at the gym listening to the podcast. Good for you, man. Listen to the podcast. Go to the gym.
He's also learning about Celsius and Fahrenheit. Look at that.
All right, so I'm gonna start this off. I know we said we're gonna touch Americans. We're all American technically. We're all
North
part
American.
of North American. Those South Americans are though. Those South Americans are. I don't know.
They're a passionate and fiery people. I like it.
Mark, I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear this, but I'm gonna play a clip. It's a joke clip, but it was funny, and a lot of people thought it was real. It's a 5-minute clip. I'm gonna play it now. Mark, if you wanna listen to it, it's all good. You're gonna probably hear it over the stream anyways, but it's pretty fucking hilarious. Are you ready for it? Is everybody ready for this clip? Did you hear it?
I think we're all ready.
No, actually, it didn't work. I tried it on my phone, and then it didn't work, and then I forgot about it. So, yeah.
Okay,
You gonna play the whole 5 minutes?
I'm gonna play the whole 5 minutes. We're gonna take like a little 5-minute break, we'll talk over it. That's what we're gonna do. But when you hear it,
It's called "American Legislator Wants Canadians Banned from Driving in USA."
yeah. Well, I have to say that I emailed these guys too, and I said, yo, I'm gonna use the clip, but they're like, oh, you can. It's all good. Just know that it's a joke clip. But it was pretty funny because it got a little bit of banter from people. But here we go. You guys ready? Here we go.
A reciprocal agreement between Canada and the U.S. recognizes and allows licensed Canadian drivers to operate a motor vehicle while visiting the States.
Yes.
However, one U.S. legislator would like to see some restrictions placed on this agreement. Iowa State legislator John Grumpart is petitioning the U.S. government to limit Canadians' ability to drive freely in the U.S. It is his belief that Canadian motorists pose a significant danger to the American driver. To tell us more about his concerns, we're joined on the line by Mr. Grumpart from his office in Iowa. Hello, Mr. Grumpart.
Yes, hi, how are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for taking the time to speak with us today. Okay, so first off, why do you want to ban Canadian drivers from driving in the U.S.?
Right, well, this is about safety for our American motorists.
That guy's
And,
voice
it
sounds
is
like
certainly
Paul's
my
voice.
belief,
Welcome
as well
to
as
the
the belief of many
podcast.
others here, that Canadians, when they do drive in the United States, they pose a significant danger and threat to American motorists.
Now, why would
because-
that be?
Well, for a number of reasons, but in a nutshell, it's because driving in the United States is significantly more difficult than driving in Canada. There's many more challenges here. You know, as an American, we're very used to traveling on large roadways. We're very used to traveling on a multi-lane freeway. We invented the car, and so there's a long history of driving in the United States. And what I feel is that as a Canadian who may be a little less skilled, a little more trepidatious, that when they hit the United
invented the
States,
car.
they're just kind of instantly in shell shock mode. They're trying to understand. Well, now how could there possibly be 8 lanes going in both directions through Cleveland? And that's something that happens in cities all across the United States.
Okay, so apart from the size of the freeways, arguably Canada does have freeways similar in scope.
I don't think that's true. I think that you believe that you do, but I definitely don't believe that's true.
Okay, so let's talk then a little bit about some of the other differences then. So other than the size of the freeways, what other challenges might a Canadian driver find themselves in the United States?
Well, there's the whole confused issue of speed. here in the United States, we travel at a conservative 65 miles an hour, and of course in Canada,
That's
as
about
I understand it,
110 kilometers,
motorists
yeah.
are traveling 110 miles an hour, or more.
Wait, I'm going to stop you there for a second. You think that we drive 110 miles per hour? The conversion
Well, yes,
it's kilometers.
that's right. You guys are doing, as I understand it, that's what you're doing
Well,
there.
no.
But of course, here there's more of a conservative notion.
Well, yes, we do have different units of measurement of speed. A kilometer is not the same as a mile.
Exactly. So I wouldn't even be able to tell you what 110 miles an hour is in kilometers.
No, it's 110 kilometers is about 65 miles per hour.
It doesn't matter. My point is that there's a mathematical difference that poses a significant threat to an American driver, as a Canadian has to, get out an app on a phone and begin to do the different calculations to figure out how fast they're meant to be traveling when they're in Virginia.
So apart from trying to figure out the size of the highway and the
Yeah.
conversion of speed, what other dangers do you think that Canadian motorists might find themselves in the United States?
Well, hands down, it's got to be the challenge of learning how to drive on the other side of the road.
You think that in Canada we drive on the opposite side of the road?
Correct. That is correct.
We do
so when
not,
you,
sir.
When
We-
you
we
do
drive
cross
on the
into
same-
Detroit to try to get a motorist
I'm
to
gonna
learn
s-
how to drive on the other side of the road.
I'm going to stop you
that-
there, sir. In Canada, we drive on the exact same side of the road as you do in the U.S.
I don't think so. I don't believe you're correct on that.
This is so obviously fake. It's almost painful, but still funny.
Yeah. No, you drive on the other side.
Okay. Do you think American motorists should be able to drive in Canada then?
Well, as a U.S. legislator, it's really not my place to say, although I would have to believe it's significantly easier to make the adjustment from driving on a modern 8-lane freeway to then going onto gravel highways or whatever other Canadian roadways there may be. So I think that transition is an easy one. It's like asking a bio engineer, could you take a kindergarten class? Well, yes, you could, but you can't get a kindergarten student to tell you much about bioengineering.
Okay. Perhaps we should end the conversation there, Mr. Grumpart, and I want to thank you for being on the program, and it looks like you have your work cut out for you pushing through this initiative, but best of luck.
Thank you so much.
Anyways, I know Mark's probably still listening to most of the clip. But yeah, that was a joke clip. I want to put a shout out to the This and That podcast, which is actually they're a legitimate podcast actually. they're actually a legitimate podcast in Canada. Oh my god, Mark, how far behind were you?
Just about like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
12, 15.
But anyways, This and That, they are off of CBC radio. They do podcasts. I don't know. I didn't really look into them that much. I just emailed to ask if I can use this clip. Funny though, right? Because you know what? There are some Americans that still like. You know how fucking what's his face? The guy that just hosted the Emmys. What's his name? What was that guy's name?
Guillermo?
Guillermo. No. Who just hosted the Emmys?
I don't think anyone watches
Jimmy Kimmel.
Emmys.
Oh, Kimmel. It was
No.
Kimmy Kimmel.
Jesus, you guys actually keep track of the Emmys?
No, but it was on, and my fiance wanted to watch, so I was like, oh, all right. And I was like, oh shit, that's
Jimmy
Kimmy Kimmel.
Kimmel.
But you know how he does it where he goes out and asks Americans,
Yeah.
Are a lot of Americans like? I mean, like
You
the
can't
United
trust
States,
those like sidewalk interviews because most of those are fake. That or they do like 150 of them. They take like the funniest 6.
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, if it was like a live feed of them doing this and it was just like bam, like person after person, and just randomly like selecting people, sure, but you have to keep in mind that this stuff is done in Hollywood. So there's probably a lot of paid actors that aren't big at all that are just trying to get a small snippet.
just to fuck with people.
Yeah.
But then
No,
doesn't
but
that kind of make you guys look bad when I mean like not just necessarily like talking about like Canadians. I mean, like in general. Like, doesn't it make people? Doesn't people think like, holy fuck, Americans are like? I'm not saying Americans are like we have practically the same fucking education, so it doesn't really make a difference.
No. See, I love when they go to like the Democratic convention and the Republican convention and they interview people there because it's a little bit more. You get people who are just so passionate about something and they'll say anything in front of a camera, and that shit gets me rolling.
I believe it. What the hell are you doing? Not you, Mark.
I'm listening. I'm waiting for my
What?
chance to pop in. You guys
Waiting-
are talking about politics, and I'm just like, oh, okay.
All right, let's keep going. How many American friends do you have? I mean, like south of the border of Canada. I don't mean like north of the border.
Me?
Yeah.
I know a couple people, like a handful of people that are from the States.
The Americans, the state. What do we call it? Because you can't call yourselves Americans because technically we're all anyone in North America is American, right? So what
Same
do
with
we
South
call-
America.
Yeah, but fuck South Americans. Technically, we're the North. We're the North Americans. Would we call you the Stadians?
No, see, they would be South North Americans.
This is true. You'd be the North Americans.
Hey,
Yeah.
what the hell are Central Americans then?
I guess. I
Hey.
mean, if you want to break it down, we just take Central America and add that to South America, and then we could be Central America in the United States, and you guys could be North America.
Oh.
Geographically, that would make sense.
Yeah, technically that would make sense. So what is Central America? Where are all these Americas? How come there are 4 types of Americas?
4 types.
Yeah, there's South, Central. Oh wait, no, that's right. There's only 3.
There's
No,
North
like Central
North,
America.
there's
this is
South North, then there's Central, then there's North South, then there's South South.
No, Central America is like Honduras and Costa Rica and
That's like the
whatever
Caribbean.
else is
Would you
around. Yeah.
The Caribbean.
would you count Florida in there?
See, hold on.
Why does everyone hate
Hold on.
Florida?
This is. I'm just gonna notice a difference here between speech from Canadians and
Americans?
people in the United States.
Yeah, they're.
How
they're
did you say
significant.
the Caribbean?
The
said-
Caribbean?
Caribbean?
Yeah,
I just
Yeah,
think that's
why?
interesting. I like that.
the Caribbean. Because that's how you. That's well, I guess
Or
because that's
Caribbean.
how we.
No, it's said both ways now.
I feel like
there's a
I
right or
flip
wrong.
flop. I think I flip flop back and forth.
You do? I don't. I usually call it the Caribbean. The Caribbean. Well,
But-
'cause you know what? I sometimes. You know what? I'll lie. I lie. I flip flop too.
It's just that the last letter of the alphabet is Z. Another difference. Actually, this is coming from. It's an American girl that I knew. She was a student at the same school that I went to. So we were in a group once, and she was. She told us one day. She was like, "Do you know what I noticed about you Canadians and why, like, in terms of speech differences?" And it was like out of the blue, so we were all like, "What?" She was like, "Canadians don't speak in absolutes most of the time. Like, if you ask, like, in Canada, for example, if someone's like, 'Hey, where's the honey?' The answer you'll get is probably, 'I think it's on the second shelf,' even though you know it's on the second shelf. You say, 'I think it's on the second shelf,' whereas, like, she's a lot more used to people saying, 'It's on the second shelf.'"
Okay, I'm gonna point. You know why? It's because we don't want to be wrong. I think Canadians don't want to be wrong. That's
Because we're not brave like the Americans.
you guys are pretty brave down there, making absolute things happen, all day, every
Yeah.
day.
Wars all day.
Oh my God! No, but what else did she notice? Like, I'm curious, Mark. When you talk to me, what do you notice? I mean, difference wise. Like, what's the difference really?
Well, when we're complaining about the weather, our degrees are totally weird.
I don't think there's that much of a difference. I think like maybe with the older generations there is, but I think with our generation,
because
I
of
don't
the
know, I think-
because of the connection of the internet. Is that what you're about
maybe,
to say?
possibly. I mean,
We're
yeah.
all connected now. Mark, I'm actually touching you through the computer. Do you feel it?
That's not weird at all.
I do feel it.
Speaking of Americans, the American king and queen power couple have been
Dethroned?
are going their separate ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad and Angelina. Brangelina.
Brangelina Jolie. Oh, who gives
I'm
a
not
fuck?
surprised, and like Paul was just gonna say, who cares?
That's unfortunate.
No,
They were together for a while. They had 6 kids. That sucks.
they were. Hold on
They're
a second.
together for 10 years, like not even that long.
No,
I think longer. I think 12 years.
Wasn't it 12 years
No.
plus 2 years?
12 years ago since they made Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but they weren't
Well-
together.
Well, yeah, but they started
Oh.
dating like right after that. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
wow.
married for about 10.
I'm gonna tell you.
No. That's the funny thing. They only officially married in 2014. Like they had kids for the last 10 years, but they only officially got married 2 years ago. So that begs
First-
the question: does marriage ruin relationships? Paul, as someone who's about to get married, I'd love to hear what you think about this.
No, they lasted 12 years.
They lasted 2 years married.
So fuck being 2 years married. Technically, they were married already. Isn't it?
Wait, what?
Isn't it the same over there?
Well, after 3 years, how long do you have to be
it's-
before your common law?
It's a year here.
Is it just a year?
What's it in the states? Does it
I
depend
don't know.
on the
Never
state?
been married.
No. I mean the common law thing,
What is common law?
where you live together and technically, the government sees you as married, unless.
What? No, I don't think they do that at all here.
Hold
I
on
think-
a second. I'm gonna
you
look
have
it
to-
up.
Look it up, but I mean, we're just now recently letting the LGBT community
Like
marry.
get married.
So,
Oh,
like,
shit.
I doubt that there's a common law if you live with someone that you can be considered.
Yeah, I think it had
Married.
to do with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
look at
not
the
like
first
a
thing. First thing that pops up is Canada law. Like,
yeah. So you know what it is, a Canadian thing, common law.
We're just too ahead of our time, man.
Yeah, they're too progressive.
Too progressive. My ass. This country. Anyways, but
Wait,
I guess
one
you
your
guys.
ass?
Wait, no. It says the body of English law as adopted and modified separately by the different states of the U.S. and by
We're just gonna-
federal. Yeah, so you guys
That's-
have common law too.
That's what we do on our podcast. We're just gonna read legislature.
Yes, we are. That's what today's podcast is all about.
I feel like we did Americans versus Canadians before.
In
Oh,
what
this is
way?
a versus. This is like a verbal war.
This is a wait. I'm not. We're not fighting you. I'm not fighting you. I love
No,
you, Mark. You're gonna take me to the promised land.
Oh, I only said war because you said versus. Very aggressive speech, my friend.
Yeah,
maybe that was very un-Canadian of me.
You know, if Canada and the States went at it, we'd lose bad.
If anyone in the States
Well,
went
it's like
at
that
it
joke.
full on, they'd lose.
It's that joke. Like, what's the difference between Americans and Canadians?
Guns?
Exactly. Americans have guns.
Oh, really? Nice. I just guessed.
It was a kids in the hall skit, I believe.
Oh.
Oh man, you're popping out
Well, I
kids
mean-
in the hall.
If you look at the top nations in the world and what they spend on defense, quote unquote, I think the U.S. is undoubtedly number one, and I'm pretty sure they
Yeah,
spend
they-
more than number 2 and number 3 combined.
Yeah, they kind of kill it when it comes to defense.
Hey, they're all about their freedom.
Yeah.
I guess.
But you know what's funny? You named Kids in the Hall. Canadian show, by the way, I like to
Yeah.
point out.
Oh, those are my favorites.
Oh no! Stepped in the pasta. Thanks.
This guy, I'm making noise moving a pasta ball.
You know what though? Like, speaking of kids in the hall, what's his name?
Who?
The main guy. I'm gonna look it up.
Well,
It was on Talk
the-
Radio.
the gay guy?
Dave Foley.
Was he gay?
No.
So which one
Divorced,
was gay? Was
but
it
his
the
wife's
was it
taken-
the blonde guy that was gay?
I don't know.
God damn, Kids in the Hall, such a
No,
great
Dave
show.
Foley, he was married and he got a huge contract when he was on Talk Radio or another show.
Yeah.
And his settlement with his ex-wife, the payments were based on his current pay. That show got canceled, and then he wasn't getting any money. And so I think he had to file bankruptcy, but like, That's the most messed up thing. We're talking about divorce with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie, and I don't think they're gonna have any problems. Just we both make pretty much the same amount of money.
Yeah, they kind of. But I think they got a prenup,
Yeah,
personally.
I don't think there's gonna be a financial issue there, but it's just crazy with some of these people that aren't even like main time celebrities, but they get one good gig, and the person divorces them, and they get
Yeah, they
that.
try and get that money out of them.
Yeah, they get that prorated amount out of them.
Yeah, but you know what? You know what I think is because Alex asked if marriage basically ruins relationships. You think if they didn't get married, they'd still be together?
No, I think immature people throw these unnecessary expectations when they go into marriage, and them being immature, those expectations, I mean, they're just
Yeah,
really
but
fragments of their imagination, and so it doesn't happen, and they get a divorce.
yeah, but how do you explain them being together for 10 years and then fucking saying, fuck it,
Who? Brad Pitt?
Brangelina? Yeah.
Dude, they're doing their own thing. I bet you they rarely saw each other to begin with.
Maybe.
So when they got married, they felt one of them felt more obligated to see. Yeah, you know what? That's true.
I mean, that's why celebrity relationships don't work. I mean, did you see the last movie that they made together?
No.
Like, Angelina Jolie was the director, and it was about a couple, Brad Pitt and Angelina, going to, I think, France or Paris for like a month. The entire movie is about a struggling relationship, marriage, and trying to build on it, trying to spice it up, try to.
Oh.
Actually,
So,
I heard about that, and I remember them saying like this isn't a hint at our relationship. Like if our relationship was as troubled as
Fucking
the one in
liars.
the movie, that we'd have
No.
we wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to make this movie.
Okay, I want to
I don't.
stop you
I
guys.
don't.
Hold on. Before I know you want to get this one. Okay, you know what? Get it in. I'll get it in after.
Honestly, I don't think they were lying about that. I just think they made the movie together just so that they were together. Because let's say Brad Pitt makes a different movie, and he's gone for 6 months, and then she's doing her own thing. I don't know. I don't really care about celebrity marriages. They're always gonna fail for the most
Yeah.
part. I
Yeah,
think
fuck
people like Will
celebrities.
Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith, they do it correctly. They're pretty open with just.
Banging everybody?
think that-
I don't think they do that, but I think that they, like Will Smith isn't gonna get jealous if she goes to have lunch with some dude.
Yeah. Uh,
I was-
Speaking of which, I think they're Scientologists.
Who?
Will and Jada.
Really? I think they're
Ah,
two of the coolest
fuck.
people out there, but
I know, I thought so too, and then I remember reading somewhere that I don't know if they built a school of Scientology or something, and I was like, oh no.
Sean said that apparently they got a divorce because Brad was smoking weed and drinking too much.
that's awesome.
Oh, those are new reports. Then I heard that she wasn't a fan of how he was disciplined and raised the kids. And it was over the kids.
What they beat? What he beat his kids?
Either that, or maybe he didn't beat him enough.
Oh, well, that could be also it.
So
You know-
regarding,
No,
Go
what
on.
I was gonna say was it's you know what's
That stuff's all gonna come out now. Rumor has it that Brad was sleeping with someone 6 months ago, and that's what started everything.
yeah,
But wait,
probably.
Angelina was doing this with, I don't know, Jon Favreau. I don't know.
I just hope Brad Pitt sleeping with Jennifer Aniston. The amount of irony that would be had there would be.
That was
too
one of the
much.
first things I said. Is it because he's getting back together with Jennifer Aniston?
But she's married, isn't she?
I don't know if she's married, but she's been with some dude for a while.
Okay, hold on. This is what I was gonna say. What the funny part is that Mr. and Mrs. Smith was the movie that brought them together. And what the fuck was their movie called? The one that right before they got divorced. The one where they said, this isn't a reflection of our relationship. Fuck.
Was it called formerly Mr. and Mrs. Smith?
They could have been. Hold on.
Hold on.
Are you
Apparently,
going for
Jennifer
it?
Aniston broke up with her boyfriend Justin Theroux.
Oh,
Oh, man.
it's happening.
Yep.
Hold on. This is it. They're gonna get back together. They're gonna get married.
Reality TV show. They're gonna be the next Kardashians, and it's gonna be awesome.
What the fuck? There's
Maybe they
gonna
were
be-
just together for so long and they just wanted to sleep with new people.
Oh man.
Who knows?
By the Sea, was that the one?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, By the Sea.
I just remember seeing the trailer and I was like, oh shit.
By the Sea, dude. That last year. Hey, you know there's gonna be a World War Z 2? What the fuck? Why?
Dude.
Maybe.
No
What
way.
if?
Ah.
What if they're getting divorced and they end up together anyways? And they're like, no, we just didn't want to be married anymore. We liked it the way it was. That would be an interesting twist.
Maybe.
If, like, in a year they get back together and they were like, yeah, the marriage thing was okay. We're just going to keep doing
But-
what we were doing before.
I mean,
the
that's
same
just like
thing.
a title that you're married
Yeah.
to someone. It shouldn't
No,
really
it is.
affect. I know like mentally it does mess with people, but I don't know.
Yeah, but you know what? You know, I'm gonna let's get down. Let's get a little bit serious here. I love my fiance, and I don't think it's gonna change our relationship, really. Like even with my like, I know Tom's not here. He is actually the married one in this whole group. Like I'm getting married in a couple years, but
Yeah, it
he's
would have
already
been
married.
it would have been interesting to have these perspectives because I'm not married or engaged.
Fuck
Paul is engaged and Tom's married. It would have been 3 different perspectives.
And
Mark,
then-
are you married?
no.
No.
See, so
Mark's
you got
not
like
married. Listen, you know what? I blame Tom because you know what? I'll get him on in the next.
this is why you're the third head.
on the next podcast.
3 heads, 3 views.
That's right.
I think like if you get married, nothing should change between that transition. If you get married then have kids, I think that's when expectations should change. But I don't know. I think it's interesting.
They had biological kids too.
Yeah, 3 of them.
One of them looks like a perfect split of both of them. It's pretty insane. Like
I'm
when you
not
look
even
at her,
bother.
you
Should
see
I-
Brad
should I-
Pitt and
Hold on.
Angelina Jolie.
Yeah, it is an interesting.
I'm popping
Mix.
up their kids right
Yeah,
now.
it's 3
Oh my
of
God,
them are
look, it's-
adopted, and I think they had 1 biological daughter, and then I think they had twins after.
I want to say it's Zahara.
Yeah, that one, right? The one in actually, but even the one in the front looks like them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to figure out which one it is. I mean, they
Is
have.
this Jacob Smith Jr. right here?
No.
Who's that? Billy Joel?
Hey, this isn't all their kids.
Isn't it?
No, man. They have
There he is. Yeah, this is all their
no, they have
kids.
6 kids.
Yeah, 2, 4, 6.
Oh
No,
wait,
no.
there they go. 1, 2. Okay.
So there's only.
You on Skype here, man, dude.
Oh, Mark
Like,
is
that's the
sending me
one that's
things
just
on
like-
Skype.
Look at her, and you're just like, I see Brad Pitt and.
Yeah. Is that a girl?
Yeah.
That's a girl? Oh,
Yeah.
she's gonna be a lesbian.
No, man.
Yeah, no
Look-
offense to the
no, no, no.
lesbian community. I'm not trying to say she. She's a kid, I know. I'm
No,
just
no, no,
fucking-
but
we love the
Look at
LGBT
Angelina
community.
Jolie when she was younger. She looked just like that.
Oh my god.
She had more of a, I don't know what it, like a long face, and as she sort of just grew into it.
Wait.
And-
How come all their biological kids are all blonde?
oh, the
Who has blonde hair?
Brad Pitt.
Just Brad?
Yeah. The seed is strong.
Yo, man.
Just hey, Game of Thrones, man.
Yeah, that's true. The seed is strong. Yo,
The Lannisters.
who's that?
Brad Pitt is a Lannister.
I was gonna say, these kids are like, oh my god, blonde hair, blue eyes. What?
You gonna say they're Aryan?
Aryans.
The Aryan? I was gonna
Damn
say,
it.
Hitler Youth
Come on,
over
man.
here. No, just fucking around.
Come on. If she was this like daughter of Hillary Clinton, then maybe we can talk.
Oh, whatever. As long as the kids end up okay.
Yeah,
I guess I
that's
have
all
to
that
step
matters.
away for like
Excuse
5
me.
minutes. I'll be back.
Oh man.
Alright.
All right.
He's gonna go probably go to the bathroom really quick.
I wanted to point out Paul's wearing it's like a very light, like a seafoam green tank top, which I mean he's worn for a while. You've had it for like a year,
My nipples are showing.
but yeah, that thing's really stretched out, man.
Yeah, it's because I wore it for I wear it around the house right now.
It's starting to look like you know those guys that go to the gym and they wear those stringers. They're like tank tops, but the actual like little strap part of the shirt that goes over the
Yeah, I
shoulders,
know.
just a little string, and
And
all
then-
you see is nipple.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna tell you, I wore it a couple days ago. It was actually in prim proper condition.
I'm looking at you, but the nipple's looking right at me, man.
I was gonna say, the reason why I'm wearing it now is the last couple days I've just been wearing it around the house. Here, I've covered the goddamn nipple. Oh, man. All right,
Get
here
it?
we
I
go.
still see areola. There we go.
You good? You
Yeah.
good now? No more nipple.
That's
Fuck
all
Brad Pitt. Fuck Angelina. Fuck their kids. Nah, let the kids grow up nice. Hopefully
Yeah, we'll
they
see
don't.
how it goes. I think she's fighting to have.
No, I think she got custody.
No, they haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah,
she's
got custody.
she's probably gonna get it.
Listen,
She wants sole custody, and she wants to work something out where she has sole custody, but he can visit the kids, which is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. Actually, hey, Mark, I know you're back now. Did you
Yep.
see my nipple on cam? No, right?
No.
Perfect.
Well, I wasn't looking for your nipple the entire time, so.
Well, it's because my nipple was pointing at Alex this whole time.
Yeah, man, I couldn't. Anytime I try to look at Paul, I just see a nipple.
A big old nipple just looking back at him.
Big
Why are you
old-
looking?
It was looking. It looked at me first.
Mm.
That's exactly what I
Oh
thought.
man, marriage! I can't wait. You know what the hardest part about marriage is? I'm gonna tell you right now, kids.
Being married.
No,
How you
finding
can't, how,
a
you
fucking
can't
house.
tell us. You can't tell
You're
us.
not married
You're not
yet.
married yet. Like,
Yeah, but technically it's coming up. But the hardest part is finding a fucking house first. That's the hardest part. You can't tell me that
Unless
it's
you live in
easy to
Detroit,
find a house,
where you
even
can-
over there.
Buy a city block for like.
I know in Detroit you can buy a city block, but I can't buy a city block here.
so I'm all about finding advice. So what you're saying is I should buy a house, then find a woman. 'Cause I already have the house.
Yes.
But if you already have the house, make sure it's very clear that if things don't work out, she doesn't get any of your house.
Oh.
Yes, that's
I'm
also true.
already on the mortgage. She's not, so.
Yeah, but if not, you know what?
Common law comes into effect out of nowhere. I'm like, what's
Yeah.
this common law?
You
What is
gotta-
this? This isn't our house anymore. Stop saying that. That would be funny because then for the rest of your marriage, as long as you live in that house, you can just remind her that she's a guest in your house. Oh goodness.
Oh,
Fire
mercy.
though, because it'd be like, make me dinner. Like, no, I'm not making dinner. Well, I'm the guest. Like, oh shit.
Oh man, I was gonna say. You
That's
know,
right. You're a guest and you live rent free, so you gotta start pulling your weight around here and make me a sandwich. I'm just kidding. That was very misogynist.
That's why we're here.
I thought it was funny though.
You know, I was gonna say, on topic, divorce isn't a bad thing though.
No.
No, I mean, like, I know it looks ugly in the end, but divorce is good in a sense because then it's two people that really hate each other that don't want to be together, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to
I think-
hate somebody. You just have to not love them anymore.
Is it not love?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's unlove.
Is it unlove? Mark?
I don't think you have to
I
hate
don't
someone
know.
to
Do you-
divorce them.
Is it? Do you?
No.
Do you? So then, what is it? It's not. You can't. You have to not like them anymore, right?
I had no, not at all. I had a buddy who was really into like outdoorsy things. Like he always went hiking and climbed mountains, and he would travel to do this.
He'd climb.
And his
mountains.
wife is not interested. Like,
Who? I don't
So-
want to ask. I'll ask later who it is, but.
oh, you don't know him.
Oh.
And so like, they're married, and she liked to just do other things, and they're just into different stuff. They wanted completely different things. Like she wanted to eventually have kids, and he's like, I don't know if I'm ever gonna have kids next.
Yeah,
like,
that's
10
a
years.
big one.
And so they just split up. I mean, they're friends. I see them like, post things on Facebook, and I think they're
They're
mature
still-
enough people to, be like
Yes.
really good friends.
So they're
But,
still banging each other? Is that what you're trying to say?
I don't know. Yeah, and then she gets a kid. Like, I'm not on pregnant or birth control. Gotcha. In the long run, no, it's fine. But no, they split up, and I know he's with someone else. But
That's weird,
No.
though.
I think it's a maturity thing across the board.
I know.
Like with expectations going into a marriage, and then when you realize that this isn't gonna work for whatever reason, like there's no reason for us to waste, the next year together. Let's just split up and get it done.
Sometimes you gotta do that, even if you're not married. If you're in a relationship, and if
Yeah.
you, let's say you've been together for a year, and actually, no, you have a good point. I think you can still really love somebody, but if you know deep down that maybe it'll take a year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, and you know that eventually it's not going to work out, just as tough as it is, the best thing to do is just cut it right there.
Yeah, just tear it off like a Band-Aid really fast.
Oh, I know a couple who I still think that they were really compatible, really meshed well together, and they eventually broke it off due to like there were some long-term differences. I guess that
You mean
that,
goals?
not even goals, just I think lifestyle differences
Yeah.
that they both wanted, and like cultural and religious differences. And one of them decided. I think one of them looked ahead and realized that would be a big. It would be like a clash.
Okay.
Eventually, it would be a big point of contention down the road, and they said that even though they told us after the breakup, they told me and my current girlfriend, they said that their former partner was probably the love of their life, but it would have been too hard. It's a little bit weird, but I think sometimes you can have somebody that you're really into, and
Okay.
it's not going to work out.
What I was gonna ask now is it weird to fucking stay friends with your exes?
Yes.
Really?
Is it?
I'm gonna pull a random percent. I'm gonna say in 83% of cases.
Yeah.
I base
I agree
this
with that.
off of no.
Random percentages here.
Yeah, this is. I haven't done any studies. I'm just that feels right. I think 83%. I think the other 17 you can make it work. Only like 3% can really make it work and be good friends. The other 14 are like sort of friends.
I think it's weird. You know, the reason why I think it's weird is because, it just looks weird. Like if me and one of my exes were friends right now, and I'm about to get married, wouldn't it be awkward? Like
Yeah.
awkward conversation about like fucking like so I'm about to marry this girl and I didn't want to marry you because reasons.
You didn't do that thing I liked.
You didn't do that thing I liked. You didn't do the reach around under the leg.
Oh, I didn't go
To
that
the-
far. Yeah.
No, but you know what I mean.
That's an advanced move, man.
I know. That is a very advanced move.
Can't expect everybody to be able to do that.
If you guys want, look up what was it? What was that masturbation thing where the guy was
What?
like,
Why are we getting here? No,
but-
I know what you mean.
No,
I
because
think it depends on the relationship. I
yeah,
mean,
because you were saying that what's his face, the other dude, like stayed friends with his
Yeah.
ex, which is
I
know.
shouldn't say that they're like they probably see each other all the time, but there's I don't think any bad blood between them.
I think you can be acquaintances with your ex.
So. Back on the topic of Angelina and Brangelina.
Well, they have kids, so I think they'll end up. Well, they'll have to
technically-
be able to play nice.
Do you think what do they have? 6?
Yeah,
6 kids?
3 adopted, 3 biological.
I'm gonna say that the 3 biological are gonna get more attention from Fred, and the the adopted aren't.
No, I think they had 2 adopted kids before they had
before.
any biological kids. I think they love their kids equally.
You think?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know, man. I'm yawning now because
I
I'm
still
slightly
think that
tired.
every parent can say they love all their kids, but you like some more than you like others.
Yeah.
You
Well,
love them all,
I-
but
I
Well,
don't want
that's
to say
better.
you love them differently, but you're more proud of other kids.
you love them the same, but you
you're
like
more
some of them. I think you love them equally, but you just like some of them more.
It's like you have 3
Um,
kids, and you're like, you two, I love you guys, but I'm like super proud of the third. Like the third just
I'm gonna.
I love you guys, but like the youngest just blows you 2 out of the water. Let's be real here. I mean, we've got the owner of their own business versus like
Like-
a,
we got that shit down after the second one, so the third was awesome. Not your fault, our fault. I'm sorry.
Like-
I'm gonna take some of the blame here.
I appreciate you two. I mean, you guys really helped us get a lot, like, some 2 good practice runs in before we really nailed it.
It would. Mark, You have just one brother, right?
Well, technically, I have 4 siblings.
Yeah, I
One
know.
blood brother, then
Technically,
3 steps.
yeah. So out of let's just say out of all the kids, who do you think your parents like? I mean, individually, which parent gravitates to which kid more?
Oh, I think both. Like, I mean, for the most part, my stepmom and my dad worked together for the most part of my childhood. So
Yeah, I
I
was
think
just gonna ask, like, when did your step siblings become your step siblings? Because if you guys were really, really young,
yeah.
then I feel like the parents would have really equal attachment to both. But if it was like when you guys were 18, each parent's gonna favor their biological children.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what's the deal, man? You tell me.
I think my dad and my stepmom, I don't want to say favored, but I think they,
They like you more.
man, Megan, she was the baby of the family. So, like,
Oh.
I think she got, gosh, I don't want to say, like, spoiled more, but to some degree, yeah. I mean, if something happened to her, they're a lot more alert than if
Was
something happened to
she the
anyone
only
else.
girl?
No.
Really? You
Yeah.
have
So
Wait a
two
second.
two stepsisters. Yeah.
Two stepsisters, and then a
Stepbrother and then
stepbrother,
Matthias.
and then Dr. Matthias.
Dr.
Oh, yeah.
Sayas.
Oh, Dr. Sayers. Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers. Ah, those are the good old, good old days. And he's married now.
Yeah, married and a kid even.
Holy.
Oh, boy.
Fuck. That's crazy. Hey, if anyone's listening and you guys are like married and let us know if your relationship's changed. Like post in the comments in SoundCloud if you guys listen to SoundCloud more. That'd be great.
You know what might be the big difference is living together.
Yeah.
Because I still don't think a lot of people live together before they get married.
Yeah, but that's tradition wise.
Yeah.
It's for European families. Tradition wise, you're not supposed to.
Yeah, it's a bit of a
Which is-
no-no.
Which is stupid. I'm gonna say that's straight out dumb. Like at least give it like a trial period, about 6 months living together or something.
I didn't even think that's long enough. I think
Well,
you should
That's
live with them
actually
at
like
least
a
a
very
year.
interesting point because like I was talking about expectations. I think if you don't live together before you get married and then you move in together after getting married, you have probably 10 times more expectations of how things should work out and like what you should be feeling internally and you know
Yeah, but like
the
if
weekend there's no plans like what do you do like oh I should be with my partner the entire time right and it's like then he or she's like well I'm actually gonna go see so and so it's like but we're married like we should be together always right I
Yeah.
don't know
well, I'm gonna say that in most marriages that I've seen, because I haven't been married, um,
Yet.
yet, it seems like doing separate things is a good thing because it's you're not always focused on the one person. You can focus your time with your friends. Like if you don't have shit to do at home, which there's always something to do at home, but if you can just like leave it for one day and be like, oh, I'm gonna go hang out with the boys and fucking drink a few beers,
Yeah.
talk about well, home improvement because you can't talk about anything else now. Oh man, getting old. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah,
getting
that's the one thing I noticed. People get married, and then a lot of their conversations end up being about renovations, and that's usually when I just leave. It's like, oh man, did you? Oh yeah, we put in this new tile on the floor. Like, oh yeah, that's great. Hang on, I have to go poop.
like no, but seriously
And I
though,
leave.
Mark, you and your friends, what's conversation wise has it changed? Like I mean, obviously, guys still talk about sports. We still talk about sports. We still talk about cars. We still talk about things that make us guys. But truthfully,
Hey
in
man,
my friends,
that's a gender stereotype. Did you just assume my gender?
shut up, man.
no.
Stop getting triggered.
Like a lot of the friends that I see nowadays like still don't have kids I think that's the
That's a big tipping point.
yeah the breakaway from your friends point is I don't know. It's just I think once you don't have kids, like you still have that open schedule. I don't think your spouse really cares what you're doing on the weekends too much. But once you have that child,
is it like a
Goodbye.
Tamagotchi?
huh?
Is it like a Tamagotchi where you just play with it on an egg?
No, man, like, seriously, like, me and one of my buddies were hanging out, like, every other weekend pretty frequently. Going to
Yeah.
concerts, just going to, like, random bars, just kind of hanging out. And there's about 6 of us. After a year, 2 of them had 2 kids.
They were
Gone.
Yeah.
Like, maybe once a year we'll see them. Which is kind of nice. I mean, that
Which is
particular
kinda
night would be, like, basically catching up with their year. But then, after the first one, I was like, I don't really care what Jeff's gonna do. Like, if he comes back and hangs out, I don't want to hear about his kids all fucking night.
Jeff, if you are listening, Mark said
It's
he
not.
doesn't give a fuck about your kids.
Give a fuck about your
Okay.
kids.
I,
But no, it's almost like you hang out with those people, and then it's no slight on them. They're being a good dad. They're talking about their kids and whatnot, but it's just not interesting. It's like all parents have the same story. It's like, when Jeff Jr. starts crawling, it's the cutest. It's like, I don't give a shit. I'm having a beer, and you're like,
yeah.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear
No,
it.
I know what you mean.
The same story I heard last year.
But what I'm trying to say is that for example, when me and my friends get together, 2 of them are married, the other ones are dating, and I'm the next one up for marriage. But when we get together, man, it went from talking all sports and talking all like whatever to fucking talking about renovating the house, renovating their houses. Like, I do, like, in my line of work, I work in unfinished homes, unfinished buildings,
Yeah.
finished buildings, whatever. I do residential and commercial shit. But I don't want to take that conversation home and be like, yeah, guys, I was just doing a house, and I'm just like, I don't give a shit about this stuff anymore. Like, I want, like, to unwind and talk about just, like, whatever, technology, sports,
Yeah. No, I hear
Alex, you know?
that. A lot of
I
my
just wanna talk
good
about Alex.
friends are coworkers, and whenever we hang out outside of work, they only want to talk about work.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
like,
the
no,
worst.
like, what are you doing? Like, this is like a unspoken rule. Like, I'll give you 15 minutes after that. I'm cutting you off.
But you've already spoke it. Oh, man. Guys, it's getting... What time is it? It's almost 8 o'clock, and it is dark outside. You know spring is coming.
What?
Spring.
I mean,
You're
fall.
skipping season.
I'm
few
skipping
seasons,
fall.
actually.
I'm skipping fall and winter.
Which is like
And summer.
the majority of Canadian weather.
Fuck, man. It's so dark. I remember, like, maybe 3 weeks ago, there was still light outside at this time.
I would say I would take a picture outside where
It's
I'm at
pitch.
just to show you, but we're also 3 hours behind, so.
Yeah, so at around 10 to 8, just look outside. Tell me if it's dark out. You let me
It
know.
won't be.
It won't be.
No.
God damn it. It won't be?
No.
Shut up.
It'll be dark around like 9:15, 9:30.
Set yourself on fire.
That's mean.
No, I don't actually mean that. I was just looking at the background to our SoundCloud page.
So, I didn't even look at that. Why does it say that?
It says do not set yourself on
Oh,
fire.
okay. Oh, we just blocked out the do not.
Yeah. Anyways, fuck. What were we talking about?
I'm tired of the Brad Pitt talk, so if we revert back
Well,
to
it's a-
that.
Are we back to that? I'm not. I don't
Oh,
Well,
think
there's
let's
9
not.
minutes left, so.
There's about 9 minutes left in our podcast. You know what? Let's do. Fuck.
You can do it, man.
I got nothing.
Oh, actually, I've got something interesting.
Yeah, there you go. Thanks, Alex. Bring
Yeah,
it
no,
in.
no worries. I
Bring
was
it in
gonna
for the last
ask,
9 minutes, Alex.
what, and this is just physical only, no, like in terms of physical pain, what do you think is like the worst kind of physical pain? Like, for context, a couple days ago, actually, as of last week, like all of last week, I've had a bit of a toothache, which is rare for me because I'm that kind of person that will have a deep cavity, and I don't feel any tooth pain. And it's only when I happen to go to the dentist for a checkup that he'll find cavities. So for something to have been bothering me, it's a little out of the ordinary.
You're getting old.
So I made an appointment to see him on Monday, and I just figured I would deal with it for the rest of the week. And every day it got a little bit worse. to the point where Saturday, I kind of got through it. Sunday was rough. And it was to the point, like, Advil didn't do anything. Tylenol didn't do anything. And it was just the whole right side of my mouth, top and bottom. I just had just sharp, like, when it was on, it was just sharp, completely debilitating. Like,
So
when it was on, I couldn't even think.
So what you're trying to say is a toothache is probably the worst pain.
It was pretty bad. Like, I broke my collarbone at the end of February, and I would say the tooth pain was worse.
Really?
Yeah, because, well, for the most part, yes. If I move my arm, then I get a really hot burning sensation in my broken collarbone region.
Burning.
But that was like, even that, like, because everything was still broken, right? So if I accidentally twitched and and it would hurt, it hurt for like a second, and then it lingered. Whereas this tooth pain was just unrelenting. It was just constant.
I'm gonna say, okay, you're saying
I couldn't even stand when it was like I had to sit. It was hurting that bad.
Mark, worst pain? What do you think the worst pain is?
What's the
I'm
worst
always-
pain you've
You've
experienced?
ever had?
Experience?
Yeah.
Neck nerve pain.
Ooh,
When
that's
I
bad.
play-
That sucks.
When I used to play StarCraft, like, way too much, and my neck would just start, like,
Sorry, I'm
hurting.
not laughing at you.
No, it was bad. Like, you start to not be able to feel your arms that much, and when you do, it's just like, if you were to, like, squeeze, like, into a fist, like, it's really hard to do that.
Ah.
So, like, when you're gripping anything, it's
I gotta
like
say-
a lot of effort.
Yeah, the pinching pain in the neck is pretty bad.
Yeah. Because you
Yeah.
can't sleep, like, your pillow placement has to be perfect, you'll wake up in the middle of the night, it's, like, in pain. I don't know. That was a brutal 2 months that I had.
Yeah,
But
no,
that's-
I definitely felt a lot of that too. The stupid damn collarbone when it was broken. I couldn't sleep because lying down flat, I'd get pain that shot from my arm up to my neck, or from my neck down. I couldn't tell. It all
Now,
hurt.
something that looks painful that's not at all is dislocating your elbow or shoulder.
Yes.
I've heard the opposite.
Well,
I don't know
Really?
about elbow. I've heard that a shoulder dislocation is extremely painful.
You mean no? Do you mean to pop it back
Really?
in?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can pop it back in, and then
Like,
yeah, that would hurt. Like fuck.
when I was a kid, I dislocated my shoulder and they just popped it in. Like, I didn't feel anything. When it pops
Really?
out, it's numb. And so they popped it back in, it still was numb for like another 10 minutes, and then I got feeling back.
Really? Oh man,
So,
when
so maybe like if you dislocate it slightly, yeah, where the nerve endings are still like touching and it's not numb, yeah, that might be pretty painful. But
well, I mean,
dislocated it correctly. No, it's like,
You dislocated it correctly. It's a correct way to dislocate it.
Billy Jesus dislocated his shoulder playing hockey a
Yeah,
couple years ago.
But that kid is not supposed to do certain movements with his arm.
Well, he dislocated it once, and once you pop your shoulder out once, it's a lot more likely that it's gonna happen again. Because that's all ligament damage. It takes a long time for that to heal. Mine was a hockey accident, and I thought it was popped out of place at first, because all I knew is that I couldn't move my left arm. And I thought, oh shit, my shoulder's out of place. Damn, that's gonna be terrible. Like, rest of my life now, I gotta watch the damn shoulder. And I was a little bit relieved almost when we went to the hospital and they said that it was the collarbone, because a broken bone will heal if you give it time and you don't do anything stupid, but when you damage ligaments like that, that lasts a long time.
you want to hear how I dislocated my elbow?
Yeah, what did you do?
Alright, so little Marcus, living in Southern California,
Oh boy.
him and his buddy, Michael, just walking back home from school.
Bet it was Michael's fault.
It wasn't his fault, but it happened in the front lawn of his house.
Oh, so he's liable. You could have sued him.
So we're in second grade, and these, I want to say fourth graders, were like giving us shit, and we talked back. So we ended up doing like a 2-on-2 fight match in his yard. We got toasted.
Fight match.
Yeah, like we just went in the yard and we just threw down.
This
But
Sunday night.
Yeah, so the fat kid got on a tree stump
Oh
while the other
no.
kid held me down and put my arm out and held it there, and the fat kid just jumped like belly flopped right on my elbow.
Aw, come on.
Yeah, and I
Did that hurt?
screamed pretty damn loud. Yeah, well, it didn't hurt. Like I heard the pop and everything, but I screamed. That's for sure. And then my mom, she can hear because she only lived like a couple houses down.
He's
That's
like,
where we
that
live.
sounds like Marcus screaming.
That's his little bitch sound. Yep. And so she came down and like my arms was like, dangling, and she freaked out. I was like freaking out. But what's weird is like both times when I dislocate my shoulder and elbow, like the initial reaction is kind of weird, but then when you like touch it and you like have that numb feeling, it doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
Billy Jesus was in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, breaking bone versus having
no,
the
no.
bone pop out. I mean, that's what we're talking about.
No, his. Oh, you know what? Actually, the funny thing is, because he dislocated his shoulder a few years ago. We were both on the ice playing hockey. He didn't even hit anything. I think he just moved his arm quickly and somehow it popped right out.
That'll happen.
And he was in pain, man. Like, we took him off the ice, we went to the back room, and I tried to, like, still in full hockey equipment, I was trying to help him pop it back in. It took 45 minutes, and then we ended up getting it, but he was, like, in pain
Really?
the whole time. Like, this kid was in tears.
Yeah, I bet. You have unmedical supervised trained people trying to pop a bone back
Well,
to where who knows if
He
they're,
was like, he was
forcing
holding it at
it or
his
not.
side, and he was like, he was telling me, he's like, try to pop it back in, and they were just gonna go to the hospital and have them do it. So I was saying, okay,
Advised.
I just said lie down. So I was just holding his arm out at a place where it was comfortable, and he wasn't in pain. And so basically, he was lying on his back, and he was holding his arm straight, like sticking straight up towards the ceiling. And I was holding it, one hand holding his wrist, one hand just kind of holding him at the elbow. And I said, okay, you've popped your shoulder out before, so you probably have a better feeling of where it is compared to me. I said, we're just going to move it slightly in different directions. You tell me where it feels like it's going to go back in, and then we'll work from there. So I would move it like
This is kind
ever so slightly, just up a little, and he'd just be like, no, not there. I'm like, okay. How about, like, okay. I'd let him catch his breath, and like he had a hard time feeling it out, maybe because he was still wearing like shoulder pads, because he couldn't get them off. He was in so much pain, and eventually we kind of figured out what the movement was, but he was in a lot of pain, so it took a lot of like catching his breath and psyching himself up before he was ready for it. And then we ended up being able to pop it back in, which again, he was in a lot of pain. So when I broke my collarbone, originally I thought that it was out of place. I was like, oh crap. Now I'm like Billy. So I was in the dressing room by myself because, I mean, the rest of my team still had a game to play. So no one else went in there with me. So I'm in there by myself trying to just think clearly. And I was holding my arm at my side because I figured if I moved it, it'd hurt. And as I held it there, I was like, it kind of hurts, but like, if this is what a dislocated shoulder feels like, Billy's a wuss. Like, this isn't that bad. But it wasn't.
Billy, if you're listening.
And the doctors in the ER told me that a dislocated shoulder would have been much more painful at the onset. So, Mark, you're just special.
Oh man, I don't know about that.
It is that time, boys and girls.
All right.
I'm gonna thank Mark for chiming in today.
Anytime.
Yeah, you can always be our rotating head. I know you're a correspondent. So is Sean, but he tends to not come on the show because he's always at the gym. Good for you, Sean.
I'd like to thank Halo Top Ice Cream. I'd like to thank Halo Top Ice Cream in the future. I'm thanking them in advance for being one of our best sponsors and best friends, because they're gonna come through. I know it.
I think they will. I want to thank you, the listener out there. Yeah,
Listener.
you, the listeners out there, the one listener. Because without you, this wouldn't be possible. Actually, it would be, but you wouldn't be listening. I'd also like to thank. That clip from those guys from This Is That. Those guys. That was a pretty awesome, funny clip. I'm gonna say that was pretty funny. It was funny though, right?
Yeah, it was funny.
It was pretty funny.
like to thank McDonald's for the same reason as Halo Top.
Yeah, for being our future sponsor.
Future sponsors and best buds.
I want to drink some McDonald's coffee right now. That's
Let's-
what I want to do.
We should say for the record that we've had literally like zero contact with either McDonald's or Halo Top. This is
Well,
just-
no.
Actually, no. Halo Top responded to our comment once.
Yeah.
What did they say? Like, that's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Thanks. How about some ice cream?
I was gonna say there
Anyways.
could be contact from your end, but they haven't responded, so no
Yeah.
responses. But you did get one. That's good.
we're trying to woo them right now.
Yeah, with all our swearing and general banter. Anyways,
We're the modern man's podcast.
yeah, I like to. Anyways, yeah, I don't want to thank anybody else. You guys you guys are all great people. I want to thank the LGBT community for always being there for us. I don't know. Actually, the What It Do podcast.
I was just gonna say,
What It Do. You guys, did they even like our last one? I don't even know.
I don't know. They like all of our photos.
Oh.
We've got a few podcasts that like a lot of our photos.
Yeah, but I want to
Appreciate
thank
the
everybody
support.
for listening. Yeah, I want to thank all the support from everybody. Thanks, guys.
Podcast community.
And again, Mark, we love you. Long time.
You both.
All right. Later, guys.
All right, pow.
Peace.